Okay, I always start by saying we try to play good football. Tonight there was a hell of a lot of good football. And you know, we still have to, when it's 2-0, we want to make it 3 and 4 and 5, but we want to do it in a way that doesn't become 2-1 and 2-2. So it's a fine line. But there's so many good things that I'm going to smile and continue to try to push things forward. And you know, I'm pleased with a lot of the football. So, and I see all the rest, but you don't need to hear about it. Yes.
What does the return of Vela, Urania, and down the road Horta mean for the players in the team that's producing and playing well now?
It means we have a deeper team. It means that there's more competition. It means that at times when you have to make subs at important moments in the game, you have very good guys to bring on. So, you know, makes training better every day, the deeper your team is. If you talk about making more good football, then you want to do it every day in training. And the more good players you have, the more guys compete in training, the better chance you have to make it all come together. So, yeah, that's all exciting.
Bob, theme in training this week was killing off games. You bring in Carlos, you bring in Diego. We talk a little bit about how goals can kill off games. Is that going to be the MO of the team, that you want to see goals to kill off games instead of just shutting down?
You want to do both, but you know, there's a way to go for goals. You know, when you come in at halftime on a game like this, you know, I remind them that we should feel good about the way the first half went, the goals, some of the composure in the box, and now we should continue. But it doesn't mean that now you get you don't start trying to do things in a more defensive way. You continue to do the things that are important that you work on all the time. And so we still have a tendency when things go well that we get caught up in the moment in ways that, you know, sometimes we're a little bit careless or we don't make the best decisions. And so we just have to keep learning that. But the other way of learning is to put yourself in that spot. And so if you don't keep trying to play football, if you don't, in the right moments when there's advantages, make the runs, put the ball forward, move the team up. If those things don't happen, then you can't improve at it. And the answer is not to sit back or be deeper or any of those things or bring on 5 more defenders. The answer is to keep playing football and just do it better.
Bob, with Rossi and Vele coming on, how did you see when they were able to play and even combining with Benny to see all that creativity there? How would you rate how they finished the game off?
I would say for tonight, the creativity and all the things that we love were just as good in the first half, if not better, than the second half. So as much as I love those guys, don't make that your story of the night.
It wasn't.
Oh, good. Then, but you asked the question, and
because we haven't seen those two together.
Yeah, I get it, but you know, look. And the other thing that needs to be said tonight is plain and simple. Tyler Miller made some great saves, so I think they had him as the player of the game, and that was really well deserved. And happy for him.
2-0 lead again. I believe in 3 of the last 4 games you were with a 2-0 lead. You're always talking about control of the game. What do you think about your guys in terms of control of the game today and in terms of being single?
Well, if it gets to 2-1 and then you need VAR to keep it 2-1, then obviously I don't think much of it. But, you know, that's still a little bit where we are. So, you know, like I said a few minutes ago, I see it all, but I don't feel like talking about all that part tonight. So you can figure it out. You can see it and write it too.
Bob, I heard you telling your coaching staff that you want to keep things simple. What is it that you're looking to simplify?
I think what I was saying is talking about after the game, that I was going to keep my message to the team simple. So rather than come in and go on a tirade and start screaming and throwing stuff about all the things I didn't like, I told them that we keep trying to become Barcelona, and that's not easy. So we have a lot of work to do.
Were the substitutions with Carlos and Diego coming in with that, like by design, you kind of knew at what point you wanted to bring him in, and if so, how did you see that sort of the dynamic of the game?
No, look, Diego is, from a physical standpoint, we wanted to get Diego minutes tonight. But if the game didn't allow it, then we would have done it in training. Carlos, yeah, it's exciting after the World Cup on a night like tonight to get him back on the field. The fans want it and the whole bit, so, I get that. So, but it wasn't like we had a minute or predetermined substitutions and stuff like that. You watch the game, and if guys are playing well and now they deserve to continue, you allow that. Yeah, I don't think we had a great start to the second half. So at a certain point, yes, I felt like, okay, let's make some changes and see what happens.
And what did you see once they came in terms of the
I told you already, I saw a few good things. I saw a few careless things. I saw 2-1. I saw, the VAR that took away a second goal. And then I saw some more good football. So it ends on a great note. But as far as doing it in a way, look, I would have preferred 3-0, 4-0, 5-0. That didn't happen. So, I'm not going to start celebrating all the great things when those guys came on the field tonight because, I said it before. Actually, the first half was better. So, let's be honest here.
Coach.
Yes.
Yes. How happy are you with your defense this year?
I'm happy, but if you want to be a team that attacks and if you want to be a team that presses, then you're going to challenge your defenders. That you have to be able to play with space behind you. You have to push up the field. So there's a lot of little things that need to be better. At times, they still take risks that we could do without. But to play the way we want to play, it's not easy to be a central defender. And so I challenge those guys. They respond really well. And so those are the things that we keep working on. But that's the kind of football we're going to continue to play. And, it's a lot more difficult to be a central defender on a team that attacks the way we do than a team that drops off and has always everybody behind the ball and very deep on the field. So when they make mistakes, it's a lot to do with the way we want to play, and it's a lot to do with the commitment that we have to try to push forward, create chances, be fun to watch. If I have to stand on the bench for all these games, I want to watch something good. I don't want to watch something where, it's like boring as shit, so.
What did you think of Lee Wynn's role in the midfield, and how was he able to free up? It seemed like Mark Anthony Kaye got more rein to push forward today. How did Wynn affect that?
Yeah, I mean, we try with whatever combination we have in the midfield to have a good understanding, to have some, we use the word fluidity a lot. And so as the other teams start to try to push onto our guys, in order to find the right spaces, in order to make it difficult for them, there has to be, whatever you want to call it, rotations and movement. And so at times, and you don't want all three coming back for the same ball. You don't want all three in the same line. You want this collective understanding of now how to play. And as one guy is receiving, it's nice that he's got options between the lines. He's got, if necessary, a simple option, and I think that part's good. And Mark's growing on the job all the time. Mark, he's a good player, and at times his first touch can be a little cleaner, and at times he can see his options a little more. He still has a tendency sometimes to try to dribble out of pressure in moments where he could see a solution faster and get it off his feet faster. But all these things keep getting better. And so if you look at it, where he's come since the start of the season, it's fantastic. He's smart as a player, and so he understands, when I'm yelling and screaming at him, he understands what I'm trying to get at. And I couldn't be happier. I think he's growing as a player every day.
congratulations on a fantastic win, Coach.
Thanks.
I have a question. If you could change one thing tonight, what would that been? Anything?
One thing, I would have seen the continuation of the first half in the first 30 minutes of the second half. So,
Thank you.
all right.
Thank you, guys.
All right, thanks.